As I mentioned in the last video, the Junos OS software is based on the free BSD kernel. This gives Junos a very stable, Unix-like operating environment. I mentioned that the Junos OS is a modular system. What we mean when we say that the Junos OS is a modular OS is that the functions of the control and forwarding planes are separate from each other in their own protected memory space, or daemons. This is something that was unheard of before Junos hit the router market. Essentially what this means is that one type of service failure cannot affect another. For instance, if there is a fatal error in the SNMP service running on the device, it cannot cause failures in the routing or switching processes. You will not have a device rebooting itself or crashing over a single non-essential process failure. These services are software daemons that run on top of the free BSD OS kernel, so a failure of one of these services will not necessarily interrupt the continual operation of the base OS, on which the other processes operate. Now, when you begin working with Juniper equipment, you will inevitably come across a Juniper device labeled with a NetScreen insignia. You will mainly see this on some of Juniper's older firewalls. NetScreen, or Screen OS, is another Juniper operating system that is different from Junos OS. Juniper purchased a company called NetScreen in 2004 and incorporated some of their products, including the Screen OS. All of Juniper's Screen OS products have been phased out and replaced with Junos OS devices. So if you're looking for a lab device to use as you work through this video series, make sure you end up with a device that runs Junos OS and not Screen OS. There are a variety of Juniper devices that run the Junos OS. The Junos OS runs Juniper's routing, switching, and security platforms. With Junos OS at the core of these platforms, Juniper can provide consistency from end to end in a variety of network environments. Let's take a look at the individual platforms that compose the Junos OS family of devices. Routing devices. The ACX series products are environmentally hardened, Layer 2 and Layer 3 devices. These devices are specifically designed for outdoor deployments. The LN series devices are designed for high-performance routing, firewall, and IDS functions in extreme environments. These devices are intended mostly for use in air and sea-going vehicles, as well as some remote data integration points. The M-series routers are multi-service devices that can provide up to 320 gigabytes per second of aggregate throughput at half duplex. These devices are generally used in large enterprise and service provider environments. The M-series routers are often used as WAN connectivity routers, internet gateway routers, or even backbone routers. The MX series ESRs, or Ethernet service routers, can provide up to 960 gigabytes per second of aggregate bandwidth. The MX series devices are often used as access aggregation routers or provider edge routers. The PTX series devices are packet transport switches capable of providing up to 16 terabytes per second of throughput on a single chassis. You will generally not see these devices anywhere but in service provider cores. The T-series core routers can offer up to 25 terabits of throughput, and these are also high-end service provider devices designed for the core as well. Next, we have the switching platforms. The EX series switch is the most common of Juniper's switching products that you will see on the market. The EX series switches can offer up to 6 terabytes of full duplex throughput. These switches can be deployed at the access, aggregation, and core layers of the network depending on which model is being used. The QFX series switches are high-performance, high-end devices designed for fiber connections and built for Juniper's QFabric system. The QFabric system is a little bit beyond the scope of this course, but it will be discussed in later Juniper courses like the Enterprise Routing and Switching course. And then we have the security devices. The J-series service routers are capable of providing up to 2 gigabits of throughput. These are primarily branch devices with limited capabilities, but are a low-cost solution. The SRX series service gateways can offer up to 120 gigabits per second of full duplex throughput and are designed to be a fully featured security device. SRX series devices are considered firewalls and offer a wide range of security features for both branch deployments all the way up to the core network. These are very popular Juniper devices, and you will likely deal with these devices quite a bit if you spend much time working with Juniper equipment in the future. This platform is discussed in much greater detail in the later Juniper security course.